Well, hello, 8th grade. We're looking at page 30 in your English packet for chapter 14, and we're talking about split infinitives, which can be really confusing. So let's look at page 30, and if you could just follow along. This is called doing a page together in class, so it won't be homework. It's just a really good example of when to move some words around to be clearer. A split infinitive is when a word or clause sometimes comes between the infinitive, that little tiny to, the infinitive to, and then the actual verb that follows it, and that's called splitting up your infinitive. You're separating the to and the actual verb. So I have a giant cursor on here today so you can see really well what we're talking about. Oftentimes it can be kind of awkward. Not always. There are a few times when it works out all right, but generally you want to move that word that's just splitting it up. Here's a great example right here. A reliable car does not need to necessarily be expensive. Really, that is quite an awkward kind of a statement. You definitely want to remove that word to a different place. Don't remove it from the sentence, just move it someplace else. So here, a reliable car does not necessarily need to be expensive. Or you could say a reliable car does not necessarily or does not need to be expensive necessarily, but really having it right there is going to make the most sense. So let's look at a few examples. You're going to read these sentences and we're going to underline the infinitive and then we're going to move a word. So let's grab this little handy dandy underline right here. The new movie was designed to directly appeal to preteen girls. We've got this adverb directly in here, and it's kind of in an awkward place. So on your paper, let's talk about where we're going to move that. Make sure you underline that word that we need to move, and keep in mind the infinitive that we're looking at is to appeal. So let's underline in a different color here. Let's use a different color for underlining the actual infinitive itself. Let's pick on red. So to is one part of it and appeal is the other part of it. And they're really apart from each other. So if we take this arrow, let's point to a better place. It was designed to appeal right here. I think we would be better off if we put that word directly, to appeal directly to preteen girls. So if you could underline your infinitive and take this word directly and draw an arrow over here, that's where directly would best make sense. All right, on to number 2. Are you following along? I'm not going too fast, I hope, am I? The child liked to immediately tattle when the opportunity arose. Well, the infinitive is to tattle, so let's go underline to and then tattle. That's what we're trying to keep together here. The word that we really need to move is immediately. So you're going to circle that word. I'm just underlining it so it's easier to see. And where can we move immediately? The child liked to tattle immediately. So let's take our arrow and put this adverb immediately after the infinitive. The child liked to tattle immediately when the opportunity arose, and that would make the most sense right there. So make sure you're following along and doing the same on your paper. Number 3, the talkative couple in the theater was asked to finally stop. Well, let's look at what is our infinitive, and we have the word to. And here's our verb, stop. There's our infinitive. But the word that we really need to move around is the word finally. That's just in an awkward spot. So let's try and grab that arrow. The talkative couple in the theater was asked to stop, was finally asked to stop. Finally. And you're going to find here that most of these make the most sense when you move that adverb after your infinitive. Let's look at number 4. Beth decided to more neatly rewrite her essay. Ooh, does that one sound awkward or what? Neatly is the word that we need to talk about moving here. And let's underline, and we've got more neatly. We have an adverb modifying an adverb. We have an intensifier, kind of an adverb with the word more. Let's underline our infinitive, to, and rewrite. Don't let more confuse you. Really, when we think about it, we should probably consider moving more and neatly together, shouldn't we? Let's put those guys together. Beth decided to rewrite her essay. Gosh, now that one's a great example where it would make more sense to probably put that more neatly after. Beth decided to rewrite her essay more neatly. Much better. Sounds much better. Well, it's all about fluency and how clearly we can say it, how clearly someone can read it. Everyone was told to, as soon as possible, vacate the premises. Awkward. Ugh. All right, let's underline our infinitive. To plus vacate. We've got a whole bunch here that we need to move as soon as possible. Oh, how many times do we say that? Many. It's also abbreviated ASAP. All right, everyone was told to vacate the premises. Where does it make the most sense? This is another great example where it makes more sense right here, down here at the end. So if you could please take care of making those same marks and underlining on your paper as well, we will have completed this page together in class. Thank you so much.